terrible.
Yo. Yeah, my MMR.
Okay, I hope we're not gonna make this mistake already. Let's see.
Sorry if I sound like I'm under the water.
No, hello, are you under the water?
I am under the water.
So already we should not be starting here. In general, you want to start market. Your clove can start top mid. If it's a 5-stack, I'm assuming it's a 5-stack because we have those non-in-game comms. So I'm gonna assume it's a 5-stack and we're not just like in a triple stack or something. Because leaving out your other 2 teammates if in a triple stack would be kind of shitty as well. So first of all, we need to be starting market. When we start market, we want to basically get ready to push down mid if there's noise towards A, or we want to get ready to dart the B site and try and counter the enemy rush. When you're in market, you want to be listening out for lots of different audio cues. So if the enemy is like stomping towards mid or towards B, obviously you want to commit. Right now, you might hear some enemies bottom mid. If your clove doesn't commit, it's like, okay, now you're relying on the clove to commit. It's a 5-stack, so I'm going to assume that the clove is going to commit. But generally, you should be, like, even in a 5-stack, like, below, like, Immortal 2, Immortal 3, you want to just start market, basically. Just treat it like it's a solo queue. So, start market, you can do so many things for market. And the rotate speed is also really fast. If you, for example, have mid control, you can actually just rotate like through mid into top mid and get a really fast rotate in towards the A site. On top of which, A site should generally be a retake site, whereas B should be the kind of site that you try and kind of fight off and counter the enemy at, because B site is just kind of harder to take, especially if the enemy gets more space. If the enemy takes market or boba or whatever, it's just going to be kind of a bad time. So you want to make sure that generally you start market, because there's just so many options for you to choose from. Right now, all you can really do is, yeah, fight off the A push, but you're probably going to have to fall back. If we look at the enemy team composition, they have a Raze, they have a Neon. You're just going to get rushed. They have a Sova, they have a Cypher Cam. They have all this utility for taking space, getting early info, that it's not going to be an easy time. If the enemy goes A now, you're kind of fucked. You have to fall back. So what's the point if you have to fall back in the first place? So let's see if we actually...
scale up A. I'll dart deep, and if there's no scan, we can push up by throw up.
That's okay, but it's one of the slower flanks. Like, again, flanking from market towards A is much faster. This is a pretty slow flank if you're going to go for it. So if you want to go for a flank, just go towards mid at the start of the game. It's B. And now we have a very slow flank. Like, this is way too slow already. It's around 1. We need to be moving. This is not... No. I would pretty much never take the... And they also have markets. Sorry, boba. They have boba now. We have no info on mid. They have boba. They took the site. They bum rushed us. We died. So, yeah. Not ideal. Maybe I'll show my lineup for Sova. Okay, this is it. So, this lineup is insane. It really is insane. So it doesn't necessarily go past this line. It doesn't necessarily scan this area here, but it is going to scan like any enemies who push up further up a bit. But otherwise, it scans pretty much everything. It scans the planter. It scans like this Kobe. It scans all this entire open area, which is an amazing scan for countering the enemy push. So if you were market right now, you could have fucked up the enemy easily with a ghost and a recon, and you wouldn't even have needed to like buy anything else, because you have something, you have one possibility that just fucks the enemy up. So, and they're not going to be able to like fuck you up, because there's probably going to be a smoke here in the market, which can just easily shoot through. But yeah, instead we're just getting, we're getting put in this kind of awkward situation where we just can't really hold the sites. We can't counter the enemy. We're not in a position where we can rotate quickly to help our teammates. It's pistol round, so we need to expect a fast rush. Okay, we need to be coming something. So we're on our we're on eco now. We need to be coming something. We need to go for some kind of play as a team. If it's a 5-stack, you can't be just jumping around, bunny hopping, doing random shit. Go with your breach towards the A side. Go with your chamber. Ask your breach to stun. You're gonna peek. You're gonna fuck them up. You need to kind of take over the reins now because the enemy is gonna have significantly stronger guns than you. They have a 99% chance of winning the round. You have a 1% chance of winning the round. And your game plan doesn't really reflect that so far. You have 7 seconds.
If they push out B, can we like smoke like kind of into the site? I'll dart up here and just bounce.
This is not tech that is like, it's not like this kind of dart you don't want to do on like an eco because it's like this is the kind of stuff that is better used for when you do have a possibility of winning. When you don't have a realistic possibility of winning, you need to be going for the craziest plays you can think of. This is not necessarily the craziest play you can think of. You need to go for high risk, high reward plays because there's already like a 1% chance that you're gonna lose, that you're gonna win. So, you know, this is not reflecting it.
What do you mean? Oh, what?
Like just place a smoke so that
Like if you get a fight mid or something, you're gonna lose. If you get a fight towards B, you're gonna lose. Your chamber is amazing, getting that neon, but
They're gonna scale. Let's wait.
yeah, you're gonna lose. Like you have classics. I'm not sure how you're getting the kills right now. The team's getting pretty lucky. Good darts for info. We can push up off that info. We can expect Cypher to be towards main. I wasn't actually paying attention to the mini map. Yeah, he's main. Yeah, he's main. Generally speaking, in this elo, Cypher players will just watch flank. They're gonna use their cam to watch A link, so they have like eyes on 2 angles at once. And kind of bad. It's kind of bad, obviously. Like the Cypher is kind of shit right now. He's in a shit position because he's not trading his teammates. He's not doing anything. He's very likely got a trip for flank. So, yeah, kind of a weird position for the Cypher to be in this situation. But yeah, like you can expect the Cypher to be main, 100%. Like the cam pretty much gives it away. If he's not main, he's elbow. That's like the only 2 possibilities, given that the rest of your team is on site, and the rest of the enemy team is also on site. Very lucky, very lucky. You should not be winning these. It's not good shit. It's all terribly played. Like you would have had a much more likely chance of winning this if you just ran it down A with all of your teammates. I don't know what the fuck happened. I can't see the teammates POV, but you should have lost that. The enemy had a very, very clear guns advantage. I'm not too sure why they lost that, but yeah, you should have lost that, and the only chance you had at winning was if you pushed up. Just because you won this round obviously doesn't mean you're going to win future rounds where this kind of scenario happens. Most of the time, at least, even if you're the luckiest person alive, you're going to lose this shit at least like 90% of the time. So, yeah, your game plan needs to reflect like your economy status and what kinds of guns the enemy has against you, and what kinds of guns you have against the enemy. This is okay. Like, you have money for full buy. Just buy up. Like you won. After you win the first round, the enemy's economy will be in shambles. You just need to buy up and like make use of the fact that you just won your eco round, and the enemy lost their anti-eco. So now it's time for you to turn things around, and you need to buy up and buy as much as you can, essentially. The outlaw, yeah, it's okay. Like it's you know, you're probably gonna get body shots. Like if the enemy has really bad money, let's see.
For real.
Yeah, I mean, some of them might have shields. You know, like it's still a better idea to buy just like a Vandal, like you originally did here. Then you move on to the outlaw.
Okay, I think they commit here, no?
There's a good chance at least one enemy has a shield if they peek mid.
If they're B, let me know. I'll cross and do.
You have like a 1/5 chance at least of
Oh, no, it's not like breaking. It's
not killing
conditioning.
someone with an instant body shot here
I think
with an
if they
outlaw.
hide
So
here, they're gonna come for me backside.
it's like, it's okay.
B.
At this point in time, just fuck like map control. Like you have the numbers advantage, you have the spike, just go to your teammates. Shooting the dart is just an unnecessary risk now. Like the Clove has a deagle, a fucking sheriff.
She's gonna save. Any guns here?
She has a bucket.
And yeah, so first of all, your chamber should have just been holding A passively. Like he didn't need to like push solo or anything. You had the guns advantage, you had the numbers advantage. You win the round just automatically as long as you just play with the team or you play passively and then just fall back. So, oh, yeah, okay, and you get punished.
Stun.
Bro, I
Yeah,
like taking shots.
Guys, my
You
stun.
just need to be with the team and play on the fact that it's like fucking many people versus one guy. What can one guy with a
Yo,
stinger
I'm
do?
gonna
Like nothing.
Chimby, you wanna push up?
Just play with the team.
Yeah, sure.
And you shouldn't be asking, so yeah, obviously your chamber can push up, but you, first of all, you need to destroy the Cypher Cam. One nice thing you can do is actually, just pre-fire it. Like, you can literally pre-fire it on instant timing the moment the round starts, and it's going to be gone, and then you can pull out the dart, and then you can shoot the dart. And you don't need to peek for this dart, you can just shoot it through the window. Second of all, you can shoot it above the rooftops as well. It's kind of easier to shoot that way, but yeah. This is a good lineup for shock dart onto the Cypher tripwire. But here, they know you're there, they have info. So a lot of players don't know this, but they don't think about it actively. But the Cypher camera, it's not just info. It's also just a way to make sure that the angle does not get contested by the enemy. As you can see, the enemy is not worried in the slightest about the A main area here. They're only worried about elbow because the Cypher cam tagged you and you had no choice but to fall back. So it's not a concern for them, this angle. And that's why your teammates died here, is because you needed to destroy the Cypher cam. That's number one priority. And number two priority is the dart, is to support your teammate. And with how quickly the enemy rushed, after you destroy the dart and you see that the enemies are pushing, they are still going to have to worry about this angle because you destroyed the Cypher cam. First of all. Second of all, after you send your dart, you can send your dart just into this corner here, like the edge of this rooftop. And you don't have to peek for this. And you can play off the dart very easily because it scans people behind this wall. And it just makes the enemy push so much more difficult. What you're doing right now is basically enabling the enemy push because you're not destroying the Cypher cam. That's kind of your job. If you're the only person here, you need to shoot the cam. Just shoot the cam, dude. If you don't know where exactly, if you don't know which exact window the Cypher is going to put his cam on, just buy a shorty and just shoot, pre-fire shoot at the start of the round, both windows at once. And the shorty probably destroys the cam. So that's another possibility. Yeah.
Cypher Sova A, 3A.
Yeah, you just should not have been tagged here. You should be tracked the cam. And fought with your team, creating pressure from your angle. Now the enemy just gets like... Now the enemy can't do anything. Like, they don't need to commit to the sites, but they do. And I don't think you have a lineup for the Jenny, which is fine, but I would recommend a lineup. It's very lucky. You know that they have a shotgun. Oh, that's unlucky. So it's not unlucky. So you stood on the angle, which can just get pre-fired. So at any moment in time, you need to watch out so that you're not standing on the exact line of sight that the enemy is going to be aiming at as they peek an angle. Also, they did reveal you, so you should be unswinging. You should be moving to the left after getting spotted and after you need to reload. I think you were trying to get back into cover here, but you're just out in the open, essentially. It's not a good angle to, like, be in, essentially. Like, when I'm playing where this Clove is, I'm very tucked. And the reason I'm very tucked is because my teammates, where you died, are going to be standing, and they're going to be creating the pressure. So in that time, I can kind of finesse my way around the angle and try and get some additional picks from my angle that way. But I can't be standing out in the middle. I would never be standing out in the middle because there's no need to. Like, you can use cover. Like, as long as you use cover, that's fine. But if you're just moving out into the open, that's not fine. Okay, and you should have a lineup for this. It's a very easy lineup.
Just let me know
You don't
if
even
you
need to.
hear stuff. Just, like,
You don't even
soft
need to line up.
stats if you
You
hear
can just
any.
wing it.
And if there's no stats plus scan against anyone, do it scan.
Yeah, it's a standard play
I think we'll
in this kind
tiles, only
of
good
low
on
bracket.
tiles.
So I'm gonna play market for them.
Okay.
I would be ready to ult down mid if close spots someone. Okay. Stun.
No, sure.
Oh. Okay, so we're a bit slow here to react, but we should have tried to use the minimap info, essentially. So there's pretty much no need to not look at the minimap at this moment in time. So we already know where Cypher is. We know where Cypher is.
Sure.
Cypher could have died. We could have killed Cypher, essentially. Like, we need to slow down and just pay attention to the minimap. A little bit.
Nice.
And that's not tunnel vision on the plan. You need to have a backup plan in case there is no one here. And the backup plan
Nice.
in this scenario is... Oh, nice. Nice shots.
Ew, what did I just do? I went... I'm playing like I have tremors, what the fuck? Smoke and just do that.
Just, yeah, you kind of tunnel vision onto just the one
this
angle
place I
instead of
really
killing the
like
Cypher
often
with
play
your
too.
ultimate. So a slight improvement would be if you, instead of immediately closing the door. So notice how after you close these doors, you just remove all these possibilities for yourself. So you can't scale down mid, you can't go on a flank, your raise is holding bottom mid. You just have to aim like into this area essentially, and you can just walk down bottom mid for free essentially because your raise has the line. So second of all, you don't need to push down mid after you get like the information on the enemy. What you can do is, let's say you expect the enemy to go mid, you can just hold like close. You can just hold from like in front of the market doors, take a shot towards bottom mid, and then close the doors and then fall back. You know, after you take a shot. You know, there's no need to instantly close the doors. Yeah, they have neon, but here's the thing: if the neon sprints at you, well, guess what? They're going to be overextended for a split second. So in that split second, if they rush at you from bottom mid towards market, you get a chance to still get a shot in. And then after you take a shot at the sprinting neon, yeah, you can fall back, close the doors, fall back, swerve around the cover, get ready for the enemy rush into market. But instead, we just kind of remove our possibilities. We're not rotating either. The enemies have not been faking. The enemy has not been faking so far, so there's no need for us to like do this. Like, we need to rotate. Spike is a.
It was tiles or something.
Nice.
What the fuck is the clone doing? Like,
Yeah. We're a bit tunnel visioned. The lineup is cool, but this is not a situation for the lineup. You just need to be with your team. Just like they're fighting, they have the spike. Just rotate. Like, there's no like in the early stages of the games. You just need to rotate as quickly as possible because you have no reason to believe the enemy is gonna do anything tricky, like faking sites. You have no reason to believe that the enemy is gonna like cancel hitting sites and they're gonna go to the other sites. You have no reason to believe any of that. Like, so long as the enemy is playing simply, what you want to do is also play simply. Just rotate. Don't do your lineups. Don't do any of that bullshit of just like anchoring the bomb sites because it's not gonna pay off. Like, you were not doing anything that round essentially. You closed the market doors. That's it. So are we gonna try and take some shots or what? Because dude, I've played this angle a million fucking times. I'm telling you, you need to be holding close to this cover right here. You just do it. You have to hold this, and then after you take a shot, fall back because this line of sight here is not. It's a late timing, so you can get back into cover safely before you get peeks from tiles. But instead, yeah, we just do the same thing where like we give up the possibilities.
They're up now.
Good dart, very good dart. It's not the best dart, but
Nice.
you have shock darts. That's a very risky drone.
Two.
It could have been close to the smoke.
Backside.
But again, you have shock darts. You didn't need to drone. You got shock darts. They're much faster.
Yo, we ace together. Good shit, bro. Good shit.
That's still a good round. Good round. Like, not the best, but it's correct. Now we're starting to play market, and look, we're, you know, it's paying off when the enemy does hit B.
Shit, let's go.
And you know, it's like, it's very easy that the enemies, it's very likely that the enemy is not going to adapt that well to these kinds of plays.
Oh wait, was
So-
that Cypher?
You need to exploit these plays more often. Like, you can't be playing towards A. Like, A is an objective mistake in this kind of rank bracket because it requires a bit more preparation, a little bit more coordination, and just, you know, like, it's so easy for the enemy to push it. You know, Radiants in ranked with certain team compositions, you know, like this one here, are just gonna be sending it down A. Why? Because they have all the utility to just send it down A. Whereas on B, they don't really have all the utility to send it down B because, as you noticed, like, your dart is like a hard counter. Like, so many angles for them to worry about, like, so many possibilities. Whereas on A, it's like, you know, what's gonna happen? You know, like, they have the advantage.
Cypher, yeah.
Yo, I killed him because of that. I'm 39.
Let's go.
There's a few darts you can send over on A side, but they're not that good because they kind of rely on good timings, just good timing. You can send one dart here, like on this wall. You can send one dart back here, and essentially wallbang through the boxes.
Oh, they're all on the building in the UK.
So yeah, you can send it up here and then wallbang through the boxes. That's also fine, but
True.
you know, it's much harder. It's much harder to get value out of your dart over on this area of the map. If you have a lineup, then having a lineup that scans elbow / main, like over here, is also a good idea. Because it's going to get anyone running into
They have Neon.
your raise and anyone running into you at the same time.
Okay.
But this is a shock dart lineup.
Wait,
This
Neon
is a shock dart lineup. Just know that.
Me while I grab up.
This is a lineup for the
The steps B main. So do B.
Cypher
Where's the
trip.
sword, eh? Care chamber. Nice.
Nice chamber.
It's not like a valid
now
dart
seven
because
mid.
it's very easy to shoot.
Out.
I left mid. Could be backside.
Yo, Raze, if you want to flank, I'm gonna break the Cypher trip flank.
I love this lineup though. I've never seen this one. I've never seen this lineup.
Cypher market one.
It's really good. Like, amazing lineup.
Enemy remaining. Spike down B.
Nice.
Like, you constantly destroying the Cypher trips, like, it's amazing, dude. This is one thing that you're, like, doing better than me on Sova, because personally, I don't really care about all this bullshit, but I guess it's because I don't 5-stack. I just do solo queue, so the environment is probably just much different. Like, you being able to do this shit is great. Like, this is awesome. Your teammates flanking, you constantly destroying the Cypher tripwires. Fucking great. Yeah.
Yo, I'm gonna.
One thing to point out, I don't know if you're paying attention to this, but you need to pay attention to whether your flanker teammates are encountering the Cypher. Because if your flanker teammates are encountering the Cypher, or any other enemy is holding for flank, you need to take a note of that. And if your teammates lose the fight on the flank, they can't be flanking again, essentially. Like, they can't flank again, because the enemy is now clearly conditioned to watch flank. And this is good for you, because obviously it means that their actual main push is going to be a 4-man push at the maximum. You know, assuming their Cypher is not lurking as well. So, you know, worst case scenario for the enemy, they do like a 3-man push onto the B side, which obviously is much easier to defend against. And on average, it's going to be 4 guys. You know.
Nice, Raze.
I have a dart that lands on this kind of part of the whatever it's called, the light, the ceiling, and it essentially scans like everything inside. And so there's not a single hiding spot for the enemy on any timing. Right now, there's this very, very small chance the enemy could be in front of your clove about to kill them, but
Nice, Raze.
yeah.
Spike down A.
If you wanna go
Also, that dart
I'll
scans
take
less
the
of mid.
Cypher
My
flank.
dart scans mid
Oh,
as well,
wait,
bottom mid.
Cypher's
We're stomping. We should not be stomping.
Careful mid.
One safe, one safe.
One enemy remaining.
Let us safe. Very good.
Okay, good shock darts usage. Ooh.
58. Nice!
Sorry.
Nice.
Good shit.
Is there anything to say about this? We're peaking with util. I know I'm saying good shock darts usage, but like, the shock dart is likely to land, but you are peaking with util, so just be careful of that. It's just better to like wing the lineup or have a lineup. You know, wing a dart or have a lineup for this situation, but you know, in general, it's like generator. You know, the default plant is very common. It's like so common. It kind of makes sense to have like shock darts for it from multiple areas of the map, just depending on like how fast or slow your rotate is.
Wait, is this not safe in this default?
I don't know. No. This is the.
A good dart to send is this never gets destroyed, so it's not a lineup. You shoot it at the edge of that building, and it lands and it scans everything bottom mid, and it flies kind of behind the enemy, so that there's no way for them to expect it. It's a great dart if you got a lineup from A with your ultimate. It's a great dart for that. If you have your ultimate in general, it's also a good dart. But it's also a good dart if you'd want to aggress mid. Like you know, anytime you have a dart that cannot get shot down very easily by the enemy, or it won't get shot down by the enemy, at least the first time you shoot it, you want to capitalize a little bit more of it than usual. So you don't just want to send it for the sake of scanning the enemy, you want to send it for the sake of killing the enemy as well. And you get a massive advantage, you know, fighting a scanned enemy, and you need to get used to that, essentially. And this dart is also okay, it just fly above the enemy heads, but it's much more common.
Thank you.
You can scale.
Yeah, they never push mid. We shouldn't expect any enemies here because they never push mid. Like, they don't care about mid.
Oh.
We know it's B. We need to go B. We know it's B. We need to go B. We know it's B. We need to go B. You're calling a fake, but it's not a fake. We have an interesting call.
Can you make noise for Sova flank?
Yeah, right now your teammates need to make lots of noise.
Yeah, nice.
Why am I pulling out my knife? Both me.
No. Like, it makes sense for you to pull out your knife because your teammates are making so much noise. It's kind of brain dead for the Clove to check flank now because they are literally baiting their teammates. You need to essentially just play with the team at this point.
Like,
And flanking is just not going to pay off.
No, it makes sense. I don't have flank one. I can buy his clove. Just try and take long range fights. That alright.
Yeah, good calls on the long range fights.
One minute.
It's crazy that the Raze gets that kill, but
Yeah, sorry.
Are they on?
Yeah, planting. There's one in the smoke.
so right now we just need to just
Just wait.
buy time,
Close,
make sure the enemy doesn't take too much space. They're probably CT. Oh no. So we need to push. Like, we need to push off of the breach ult. This is fine as well. It's just not the better timing to take. I would be like out here where the chamber is at this point, essentially. I would be this chamber, pretty much. He's got some crispy aim though. What the hell?
One enemy remaining.
Behind.
But yeah, you win the round. They're gonna have Cypher. So you should be going A or mid, essentially. Depends on the 5-stack. It depends on what your 5-stack tends to do.
Hey guys, don't go B.
You're
Because I was probably playing here, so I can break the trap.
So yeah, Cypher's probably playing here, but so are 2 extra teammates with the Cypher, probably. Because it's not the elo where it would make sense for a Cypher to play by himself, essentially. You can expect one guy to be market and one guy to be towards top mid. The guy top mid rotates really quickly. The guy towards market and the Cypher, you know, they're gonna be on the case really quickly. It's not a good push. But then what about A? So if 3 guys are towards B, more towards B, you know, if you included the guy top mid, and there's 2 guys towards A, generally speaking, it's just easier to deal with that. Breach stuns the left side. You push. You don't need to worry about the left side while the stun is active. And you can just push elbow, and you're gonna like meet 1 guy maximum. Whereas on the B choke point, it's like you have 50 angles to worry about. Like if the guy from top mid is fast enough, oh, they're gonna be here. You know, they're gonna be backside as you're pushing out, and then there's gonna be 1 guy market, 1 guy backside, maybe 2 guys backside. You know, the Cypher. And there's just too many angles to worry about.
I bet
There's a better lineup for
Yeah,
this.
it's like...
This is like a roundabout way of doing it. Actually, let's see where it lands first.
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
So
I didn't
very-
bounce it.
yeah. So first of all, Erase's nade. Her nade is free, so generally speaking, the Raze should be nading the trips herself. Kind of like she did right now, to be honest. Like that nade, I'm pretty sure destroyed, or would have destroyed any Cypher trips. Oh, this is it. Okay, so this is like the better lineup essentially. It's faster, and it lets you push with the teammates. Sometimes being first in line. Probably the best lineup for destroying the Cypher trips because it also gets the left side. So for the right side, it's pretty easy to just shock dart it too. You know, it's a bit of preference because either way you're getting kind of the same angles, but you know, this lineup that I showed is just a bit faster. You're with the team
Wait,
faster.
Neon in the spike.
You are with the team as you start. You're against the spawn barrier.
Spike down B.
And the dart lands really quickly, so you're able to like rush.
Wait, Neon in the spike. Neon
very
in the
quickly.
spike. Market spike.
Last player standing.
Give your dart, just scan backside. You're letting yourself get spammed here
Wait,
on the
Neon
on
in the
angle.
spike. Neon in the spike. Spike.
You're darting
Wait, Neon in
now.
the spike. Neon in the spike.
I would be darting before I exit the smoke, essentially.
In the spike. Neon.
Just like, you're doing nothing right now. You need to do something that's gonna give you value. And this is gonna darting backside is gonna allow you to push the Cypher. Whereas right now you're just a sitting duck. Just about now.
Wait,
Now
Neon in the spike. Neon in the
it's
spike.
it's lost. You're basically losing.
Last player standing.
I know this happened pretty quickly, but you need to be paying attention. You're dying pretty quickly. There's lots of enemies towards B, so you need to push up. You should have been with the guy who was holding spike. I think it was your breach.
Neon in the spike. Neon in the spike.
Yeah. I would not be focused on the smoke. The smoke is like slightly lower priority compared to, you know, your teammates hiding backside. If you darted backside and took some space backside, things might have come out a little bit better. But instead you take this tricky fight here. I don't know how to explain this. You know, first of all, you're completely ignoring backside. This is obviously not good. Second of all, yeah, you just need to push something because in these kinds of pistol rounds, it's like things happen very quickly. There's usually going to be lots of smokes down. The enemy will usually rotate really quickly. You're usually going to rush really quickly. So you need to react really quickly to the situations. You need to have a plan ahead of time. What you're going to do if there's lots of enemies backside, you know? Because that's very common, you know? Like there's going to be lots of enemies backside pretty often. So I'll be fighting backside just about now. Fuck this neon, because
Down.
this neon can't really do much. If you push backside, this neon can't do much.
B.
She can fight your chamber, but chamber is not your problem. So right now you're on eco, and you are trying to throw a fake.
Nice.
Maybe okay. Your breach gives up the timing. That's kind of interesting.
Must be.
Close market.
Just get a plant down, please. Just get a plant down.
So 80.
If you get a plant down, you win. Like in the sense that like you get money for planting.
Okay, Cypher.
They're not good fights to take with a classic. You need to be pushing backside with your chamber. Sorry, your raise. You need to be pushing backside with your raise. I'm not sure like
78 Cypher.
why you like this spot, but it's a spot that is like equivalent to B side. That one B side spot. Wait. This is what I call the aim labs zone. Why? For like 50 different reasons. Number 3 reason. Number 4 reason. If your teammates have pushed up all the way out onto the bomb side, of course. So you're literally fucked from every angle. You're just eviscerated here. You're just like a Mia Khalifa among many black men, or something. I don't know. Not good, not good. So it's the equivalent thing. It's literally the same thing. Like there's too many angles to worry about. Like especially the way you're playing it. The way you're playing it, you're worried about backside. You're worried about this. You're worried about this. And guess what? If there's a flanker, let's see. Do you have anything for flank? You had something for flank, so that's good. But the enemy has a clove. The enemy has a cypher. The enemy has a neon. Like they have very easy ways to get past the trips, to say the least. So it's it's not foolproof. So this is assuming the enemy is radiant, of course. Like this shit doesn't usually happen, but yeah, you're essentially fucked from at least 3 different angles. The way you're playing it. Now you're a bit less fucked. Yeah, sure. 2 different angles, maybe 1 if you're really tucked. But still, it's kind of an awkward fight. You don't want to take this fight. Not when your teammates are fighting backside and dying. And the enemies are flooding out backside and killing your teammates. You need to be ready to take at least 1 piece of area. The backside of B side doesn't really count. It doesn't count. You need to take boba control or market control. Simple. You know that they're pretty weak on market. Like there's usually like 1 guy market. Okay, push market. You know that they're very heavy towards backside. So, if your teammates are keen on fighting backside, yeah, support your teammates instead. Prioritize that. You're not prioritizing that. You're just kind of floating around aimlessly in this area of the map. This is not good. This is not good. This is not a good fight for the classic. You're fighting with the classic as if it's like a guardian. You need to understand the distances with the different guns. Yeah, you might see like players like Royal G take these fights. But the reason they take these fights is because they kind of have no choice. Because they used to be like classic only and stuff like that. So they're also much more comfortable taking these kinds of fights with a classic. But normally, the normal player who doesn't one-trick the classic, who doesn't have those skills, needs to take normal classic fights. That means super fucking close range. It's as simple as that. You can't be taking medium range fights against people, even if it's a Spectre, with a classic, because it's not gonna work out. Especially if they have shields. Like the way you path onto the bomb sites needs to depend on your economy, what your teammates are doing, and it's a 5-stack, so you should already have a good idea of like how your teammates play. I think. Yeah, it's a 5-stack. I don't know why you're talking in team chat, but yeah. Oh, that's a lineup. Okay. All right. That's okay.
Insane dart. Let's go.
That is insane. That is insane. That's special. That's unique. Yeah, that dart is really good because it's never gonna get destroyed. That's so funny. Like first time you shoot it, it's never gonna get destroyed. It's crazy. Next thing you need is fucking shock darts for Gen, like a quick shock darts for Gen. So you're still in this spot where you are right now. This is a good spot to be in right now, just because you're surrounding the Sova. The Sova is dead. He's fucked. Where are you gonna plant? Plant. Just plant. Just plant. Why are you going into the corner? You have sight. It's not that big of a deal in this scenario because you're up numbers, but whenever you have full site control, just plant in the most open position that you can think of. This is generally the optimal spot. This is also acceptable. This is also acceptable. This is acceptable if you were planting default, but you regained full control of the bomb site. So this is also okay-ish, essentially. There's no reason for you not to plant out in the open. But now that you're planting, you're also not ready to trade your breach. Oh.
Go city.
You're not in a spot where you can just cancel. Players don't know this, but when you're planting and you stop planting, you pull out your gun much faster. So you could have cancelled the plant and just traded your breach very reliably there. If you were planting in the open. It's not as much of a danger planting in the open, even if it so happens that there's enemies nearby. You can pull out your gun very quickly. And they were looking at the breach, so you would have gotten at least one trade in.
One enemy remaining.
And I'm not sure why we're... yeah, okay, you have your... Are they gonna play with lineups in mind? No, they're not. You need to peek. No. You need to peek off them. You need to peek off them.
High-low. Just crouch.
The only... Okay. The only scenario where these guys lose is if they whiff and the enemy doesn't whiff, essentially. And you're not there to trade them. That's it. That's the only way to lose this. So you're going for lineup when you don't need to go for lineup. You just need to go slightly more forward and get ready to peek off their contact. That's it. That is a checkmate move, essentially. That's what I call a checkmate move. Where even if the enemy gets both of your teammates who are holding the angle, you still clutch up the round. And in this position right now, if both of your teammates die somehow, magically, you're nowhere near to trade them and clutch up the round. Instead, you're now in a 1v1. And whilst you have lineups, you have enough time to like stall enough time, right? It's kind of awkward. So we shouldn't be going for lineups right now. Luckily, nothing went wrong, but you didn't need to go for lineups. I know that it's like, it's very fun going for lineups, but you can't go for lineups if your teammates are not going to play accordingly. The way your teammates should have played that in mind for your lineups is by falling back into the more passive angles and allowing the enemy to come out onto the bomb site to tap the spike. So they took. They're ready to, swing. Maybe even Clove goes behind here. Instead of here, she goes back here. And she probably had time. The chamber was holding her angle, so yeah. And then you go for your lineups. And then, the enemy gets damaged. The enemy is not able to stick the spike. You stall even more time. You pressure the enemy even more. The enemy... you can then peek the enemy pretty easily, distract the enemy here, take first contact because you're the only guy able to initially take contact onto the spike. And then your teammates can follow up, and then they can close in on the guy, whilst you're, kind of being the bait here, distracting, creating a bit of pressure, able to swing at pretty much any moment. So yet again, this is like a checkmate move as well, because that enemy will now have to worry about two angles at once, essentially. And they can't really isolate anything because they're out in the open. Yeah, decent darts. Okay, you peeked before the breach flight. The breach should have been coming this, but you can see that he's prepping his utility. That is an indicator in your head. That should be an indicator in your head to not peek, just hold until the breach sends his utility. And you need to, in the meantime, you need to get ready to peek the angle cleanly with good crosshair placement. I'm pretty sure the dart doesn't scan the close wall. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure. Does it scan that still? Probably doesn't scan. I'm not sure, but I don't think it's, you know, maybe there's an enemy like in this spot available now. Okay.
Last player
That is
standing.
okay. We start.
Spike down.
Because the advantage of the normal darts is that they do scan the entire area. There's like an alternative one you can do for like the ceiling
No, I don't.
of elbow, but it's a little bit less consistent as well.
So it's just
Probably not. Just
There's a better dart. It's an okay dart, but it doesn't scan everything. But it's okay. But we need to push up off that dart. We need to actually. Now we're using a boom bot. Like, there's no point in that. Essentially,
One top mid left.
that boom bot was a waste. That dart was a waste because we just needed one of those. Essentially, we need a smoke top mid. I don't know why we don't have a smoke top mid, but first of all, we need to come for a smoke top mid. Second, we only need a dart or a boom bot to clear out the areas, and then we push up off of the information that the dart or boom bot gives us. And if there's no enemies mid, that's our time to try and, you know, threaten something. Top mid push, market push, something. But let's see what we do instead. We have no boom bot. We just use a nade. Kind of a waste. Okay, well, we have drone. We need smoke top mid. Oh, we gotta pick market. Okay. Get a trade. I would just go back A. I would just go back A. I would just go back A. We still have mid. We still have mid. Go back A.
One more.
We don't want to go back A. A standard pattern of pushing. Whenever you're defaulting or whenever you're kind of trying to abuse the middle area of a map, it's a common pattern in the high lows to take this kind of smaller area of the map. So like, it doesn't matter what it is, right? You can like, but you need a smoke here, or you need a smoke here for the fake, to sell the fake. Smoke top mid is fine as well if you're going market. If you're not going market, then smoke here could be okay. I wouldn't really recommend it, but it really depends. But yeah, this is more or less it. So you need to threaten one of these areas to force the enemy to rotate, essentially. Because if you take over market, that's gonna force the enemies from top mid to rotate. So if anyone was like A-Link, they're gonna go this way. It was already an enemy top mid, they're gonna go this way. So essentially you kind of forced 2 rotations, essentially. So one enemy is gonna be top mid, one enemy is now gonna be market. That's one less enemy towards the A side. So this is why after you threaten this kind of smaller area of the map, you want to go back and take over the site that the enemies most likely rotated away from. Right now, if you just went to A, you would have probably ended up, you know, just winning the round easily, but it's 2v1 now. I'm not sure how it ended up being that, to be honest, but 3v1, 4v1, sorry, 4v1. Clove made a mistake. So I'll just play with the chamber. I'll just hold the same angle as the chamber. The chamber has control. They don't need to be holding back sides. We know they're not past the boba. We just need to play with teammates. We have utility, but
I knew it.
okay. Now we just buy time. We don't need to commit to the fights.
Play off Sova.
The dart. Oh, okay.
No scope is bad.
Now we have time. Now, if we had a lineup, that would be nice. But yeah, that's fine.
No.
I would have maintained mid control and just went A. It's that simple.
Oh wait, we can't play. No.
That was like the perfect situation to just go back A because our teammates still had mid. and we were poking and trading over on the B side, but we were still mostly alive with trades. So that's the call to go. The same pattern applies on like every map. So Haven, you wanna hit the garage, making the enemy think that you're going C, when in fact you're actually going A. You know, this works for like if you're gonna like, I don't know. It works worse for like, you know, the B side. If you want to pretend you're hitting the B side, it's not as good, but you know, faking C, faking A, it's also okay. But obviously it's a little bit harder because for a successful C hit, the enemy has to have the enemy needs to be denied the information, right? So if the enemy knows you're not past this line here, if the enemy knows that you're like in C long, but not past C long, so you're not in the red area, but you're in the green area, then obviously if the enemy knows that, then it's not as much pressure, right, for them to rotate, as opposed to, oh, they have no information whatsoever on garage. You know, it's generally weaker part of the map, an easier part of the map to take, and you know, you can just like instantly take C, or you can like insert a lurker through window. So it's like, you know, it's a lot easier to throw this kind of fake when it's kind of easier part of the map. Let's see, what time is it? 1 hour 13. Okay, I'll wrap it up quick. And yeah, this pattern applies on like every map. One more pattern. Let's see. Yeah, on Lotus it's even nicer just because you have the doors, the spinning doors to abuse for your fakes. So again, fake taking tree control, go B or go C, depending on how you arrange the fake. Fake taking mount control, go B, go C, go A, whatever, right? Force the rotations essentially. You know, like if you pretend to take B and then you pretend to take C, well, that's just gonna fully force the rotations towards this part of the map. But yeah, just some examples. Obviously, depends on how convincing the fake is, but yeah. So I kind of stopped paying attention to the economy management just because I feel like just an economy management guide would be enough to fix this. To fix this problem. It's like economy management is like a very static thing in a way. Like it's dynamic sometimes, but it's like if you just obey good economy management rules, it's like you're not gonna need to be very dynamic.
I'll dart left side this time.
It's gonna be a bit repetitive. Don't need to dart to the left side just because we have the breach stun. Like we may as well just catch the dart for sight, especially if we were gonna route like that. A better dart for the situation would have been this one. This dart would have been much better for the situation because we already know that the enemy's been fighting quite aggressively close. It's like it's nothing new. So now this dart also scans them. You know, this dart also scans enemies close, but it helps us on this push here, and it does scan a little bit more of the site as well. So this helps us on the push on the left side route essentially. And if if we're gonna route like this,
I'm sorry.
ideally we should be sending a dart there, or you know, sending a dart to help us. But instead we stack our utility with the breaches, which was a bit redundant. The breach stun already gets the enemy off the angle. It's okay. It's whatever. It's enough. One piece of utility for one lane is okay.
Okay.
The dart I showed would have really helped in the situation, to be honest.
Like, the fucking Cypher was playing it.
Like for these key areas of the map, it's like it's valid to have like 2 or 3 lineup variations for them, just to make sure that you know they really will get their value in the upcoming fights. This is something that even Radiants kind of underestimate, the value of a dart that doesn't get shot down. Whilst your teammates are fighting, if the enemy is getting scanned, that's a huge advantage. And the time commitment to, you know, get 2 or 3 darts for a map area as like a Sova main is not that big, because sometimes you're just gonna pick up the darts from, you know, when you're watching pro play or whatever. That is a dart taken directly from pro play, by the way. So yeah. We don't need to expose ourselves yet. We've not yet faked. Okay, so this is the main gripe I have with faking in these ranks. It's not gonna be a good fake. You're all gonna die. just okay. Just based on the way this round went so far.
One backside.
Gap in spike, gap in spike.
Yeah, you got to plant down. So that's great. That's fine. That's fine. That's acceptable. You got to plant down. You're an eco. It's whatever. Oh, you're using gold. Oh, shit. Why are we using gold? Why are we using gold? Brother. Brother in Christ. My brother in Christ. Oh my goodness. Listen, dude. I'm like, I don't know what is and what isn't obvious here, since I'm still new to this coaching thing, but dude, brother. Brother, we have classics, we have sheriffs, we have ghosts. Why would you use your ultimate?
Yo, hear me out, fake A. Just fake.
Okay, so the thing about faking is below like Immortal 3, 300 RR, maybe a little bit less than that, maybe like Immo 3, Immo 2. It's generally a bad idea to fake because your teammates need to be good and you need to be good. You need to understand what a fake is exactly. Your teammates were, I think they were creating pretty low pressure on the other side of the map. Not enough to really get the enemy to rotate. However, the real problem is the way you played. You should have waited for your teammates to take contact with the enemy. You should be looking at the minimap, listening out for gunshots, and you need to kind of intuitively decide that, oh, after your teammates, win this fight against the enemy, and after enough shots go down, that's when you push, essentially. Again, you shouldn't be playing back. You should be pushing up. You have guns at disadvantage. Like, you need to understand the situation that you're in against the enemy economy. Your economy state versus the enemy's economy state should majorly decide how you're going to play. Are you going to fall back, or are you going to push? Are you going to let the enemy push into you, or are you going to let are you gonna push into the enemy? Are you gonna play as 5, or are you just gonna play one person on each angle and just hold for information, right? Like, are you gonna take close range fights? Are you gonna take long range fights? And I would never take fights like these with a classic, ever. And I would never go for a fake like that. If B was gonna be empty, I would just gonna be like. It's a good fake though. It's like, if your teammates purposefully got scanned there, that would have been great. I don't know if they got scanned or not. It's like not enough info, but if they got scanned, yeah, this is great. If they didn't get scanned, it's like, you already used this dart before, so the enemy could suspect something.
I'm just playing off.
But you shouldn't be playing, possibly. You have classic, don't buy time with ult. You literally just planted. Okay. I'm gonna fucking cry. It's an okay dart, again, but there's a better one. Literally where the race pinged. There's a dart you can bounce off of tiles that lands on the ping. Scanning everything.
Yeah, I think should be there.
And you're overexposing yourself a bit. Like, notice how when you're swinging, you're pre-aiming backside, but you're peeking this, what you're aiming at right now.
Yeah, I think should be.
This is also like a mechanical issue here. Like, who's to say that there's not an enemy with like a shotgun close or something, and you just take like damage for free basically, or like just with the vandal, and then maybe they're playing like a crossfire here. Who knows? Maybe there's like an enemy behind this wall. Where's my annotation thing? Here. There could totally be an enemy behind here. Just aiming towards this spot, and then one enemy literally here, aiming towards you. And you're aiming towards backside. And you're most likely dead here. Like, you're most likely dead. Let's see how we clear everything else.
Right side mid.
We did not clear behind the boxes, but that's a horrible way to clear. Okay,
We're walking back. I thought to make so.
first of all, there's like 50 scenarios here where you die. I recommend watching like Exter or like Primi or like Xander push these areas of the map, because first of all, you're dead here as well. You're dead here like 9 out of 10 times, because first of all, you're not ready to take the fight. Second of all, this is a severe angles disadvantage for you. If there's an enemy holding here from the right, you're dead by now, basically.
Nice. We're walking back towards it.
Otherwise, it's fine. I don't know if this concept makes sense, but whenever like you go from having a massive angles advantage or like just angles okay-ish-ingness to angles not okay-ish-ingness, just a fucking massive angles disadvantage. You want to kind of sidestep a little bit faster, a little bit wider, so that on the enemy's screen you're not like, you know, you're not just a stationary target on the enemy's screen, as they have the angles advantage and able to just kill you. Much easier. And oh, see, again, you're just not aware of these angles. Like, you need to be way more aware of these angles.
I thought to break everything for you guys. So.
And also, dude, you have shock darts. You have shock darts. Why worry? Like, the enemy spots you, that is time for you to just pull out your shock dart, try the fucking cipher trips wherever the fuck they are, and just move, dude, move. Like, ask for... Oh, you can't ask for smokes, your clove is dead. Shit! Well, then you're fucked. It's game over, it's GG.
Down
I thought
B.
that was.
You know, instead you're just like, I don't know what you're doing, dude. Like, this is most likely not a good lineup. I don't know how quickly it lands, but...
Yeah, we split it.
I already tested like similar lineups before, and they're usually not that good. These kinds of lineups are not good. I already showed the better one. And also, you don't need to peek for this. You can just double bounce it off of this. Like, you can double bounce your shock dart off of this edge of the wall, and it's gonna go into the corner like perfectly. Or sorry, maybe it's above the boxes. Maybe you have to double bounce it, like double bounce tap it above the boxes, something like that. But you can just make it go like boing boing. Like a boing, boing into the corner, essentially. Or like boing, boing, boing into the corner. And you can do this for like many maps as well. You don't have to peek. Let's see. Where was it? Corrode, like here. Sova. It doesn't matter. Boing, boing, boing. Shock dart into the corner. Easy, perfect. You don't need to peek. Here as well, kinda. Boing, boing. Fracture. Yeah, fracture as well, kinda. Boing, boing, boing. Yeah, you just don't need to peek for this stuff. You don't need to peek. Here? No, not here. What else? Lotus. I wouldn't play Sova on Lotus, but if you have to, boing, boing, boing. Where's like a better breeze? There we go. On breeze, I think you can just do this. Boing, boing, boing. Here you can, yeah, you get the point. You get the point. So you're trying to peek that and not peeking it fully, despite the fact that like if you don't peek it fully, you're not gonna shock dart anything. Yeah. You have dart, you have drone. You just use it to get info. Just use this shit to get info. Like you hear the neon ulting.
What the fuck is that?
Remaining.
So you hear the neon ulting.
Last one, CT.
It's such a call for you to use a piece of utility in exchange. Like this is like basically utility trading where the neon's intention is pretty obvious. You know, hearing the ult voice line of the enemy neon, it's pretty obvious what she's gonna do. Like it's you know, it's not rocket science. Like she's gonna ult and she's gonna zap you with her finger. What should you do in this situation? send a dart, backside. Drone, tag the neon. Make it really difficult for the neon. The difference here is I would be either tagging the enemy neon with my drone, or I would be scanning the enemy neon with my recon dart. And that would make it very difficult for the neon to take the fights. And it would also allow me to get more information on like other enemies, and maybe I would scan other enemies as well, and just make it really easy for us to, you know, just win on fucking wall hacks advantage, essentially. But instead, we're dying here. We don't need to be that here. Like, obviously, you dying there is like not that big of a deal because all your other teammates were also alive. But you know, that could have gone very badly. And right now, you can expect all the enemies to have their ultimates ready to use, essentially, because they're one round away from losing. So they have nothing to lose. They need to use every single ultimate. So guess what I'm expecting? I'm expecting an A rush from the enemy. Are you gonna get fucked here with a Raze ult? Sova ult? Something? The moment you take contact, you should get fucked. Literally, the moment you take contact, you need to get fucked. And the Sova is not playing for his ultimate. But
Don't pick it, don't pick it.
that is really bad.
Last player
Oh,
standing.
she's
Yeah, the enemies are also making the same mistake. They're not aware of like the situation they're in.
in time.
Oh,
Like, the enemies are-
well.
Yeah, they took a lot of space. They heard no noise, so they just pushed up.
Yeah, they're also not very aware of what should be done. It's like he has pretty good chances there to win that, but the Sova got 2 initially, which was crazy. Like, he has ultimate. He doesn't need to take up aggressive angles. Whew.
80 raise.
Yeah. Like you just need to play with the team, honestly. Like, I know you're holding the space, but like, first of all, I don't know why your Chambers trips here. Your Chambers trips should be literally where, like, right under the race right now, basically. You need to be tiled or like towards market, droning market, scanning top mid, whatever. Just, you don't need to be here. It is especially risky because of the fact that they have ultimates. They have Sova ultimate, they have Raze ultimate. The moment you take contact, the Sova ultimate could fucking kill you. Like, you need to be kind of worried about that stuff.
Okay, just go in.
And you still win, which is like completely because of your team.
Nice! GG everybody, have a great day.
GG, have a nice day.
Also, it was not a 5 stack, it was like a 3 stack, maybe a double stack, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, that's about it. Like, I'll make some notes while I remember, but everything else is like up to you to, you know, pick out, determine whether you think that what I said was good or not.